Okay, I said 1 minute, but we just spent it. Okay, so how about 10 seconds? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So now we get the big picture. So the first thing is, if you were like me, you probably didn't see the whole thing. So something I do with the kids sometimes is we just take a tour in silence. So I might walk with them in a line. So we can orbit if you want, so you get different perspectives. Just in silence, taking what you're looking at.
Analyzing psychologically. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, it's like you have a loop with someone asleep.
So without going into all of the different types of activities that I do with the kids now, what I'd like to do is go back to Nate's intention with this, which is the reflective aspect, which is something that we would do. Maybe it's one of my activities. And I might say to someone, show me something here that you particularly, that means something to you. It might be something you made, or it might be something you saw that someone else made. And then, if you want, just tell us what it means to you when you look at it. I was just inviting it to look at it and to see something that you connect with, that you like, that means something to you, and then to say a few words about what it means to you. It might be the part you made, or it might be something you saw someone else made, and to reflect on its meaning for you, because I'm getting to the reflective aspect of what means coming in. Someone want to start?
What? Okay. You want to start?
Then I'm like a nesting here. Kind of
These guys?
Yeah, like a happy. That was like a happy feeling when I saw that. That nesting kind
These
of.
ones in a row?
Somebody holding. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, so I have to right away. Are you done with that comment?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you comment more, but part of what I do also is try to model the turn taking, make sure someone's done with their thought, but also allow for interjection, because that keeps the energy going. So I made a nest right here. You had a nesting thing. I didn't see what you made, but I had a nest too. So that was something that both of us took from today's thing, and that was the safety. You said the school seems like a safe place.
I was going to comment on that because my instinct and what seemed to sort of emerge was a lot of connection. And what was interesting to me about these were that they were separate, but then they were self-sustaining and they weren't that they contained, they were self-sustaining. So.
Do you want to go on about something else that had meaning for you?
When I first started, I thought of hot topics with the red leaves, and then how I eventually, hopefully, get new growth. And I loved it when you did the bridge. I thought that was a joke.
Well, I thought of the earth. I put the land, and then the trees, and then this was mostly the sky with clouds.
So yours had
sea and sky.
So yours had a figurative aspect to it. It was actually, you had it laid out to represent something. So that's like, in terms of art vocabulary, that's something I'll come to with kids later on, is the difference between an abstract something and a figurative something, where it's supposed to be representing something that's real.
I didn't see when we were working on it that there's a real strong frame around this, and then there seems to be frames that kind of connect to it. These the funnel kind of connect them to the.
How does the framing aspect connect in your mind to what we were just hearing about, or the project? Like when you think of frame in relation to what we were just talking about.
I guess it kind of connects or contains a bunch of things that could be disconnected, but when you kind of contain them in something, you can see what they have in common, or how they relate to each other better.
Like the frame on a picture, it
So-
calls attention to what's inside.
Yeah,
Right,
that's it,
yeah.
yeah. Frame brings out the, yeah.
I started- Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I started to see the framing almost as an inside and an outside, and I was, in my mind, I was starting to imagine this is the school and this is the community. So I added on to this strand here to have like this strand that connects inside and outside.
You mean this part right here?
Yeah, the stones.
I was going this way, and then you went out that
And then
way.
I came, yeah, like,
Right.
yeah,
So, and then I asked for these long ones because I wanted to make sure that the connection was strong enough.
Mhm.
But I had the exact same feeling. I saw this as being like this was where all the action was in the school, and this was our attempt to try to reach out. But it was sparser because we can't get in there every day. But I wanted to connect it on, for sure. So we both saw that the same way. Anything else that you were thinking when you saw it?
I remember you said we can use this to do art. So I thought, make an orange tree.
Right.
I hope you can recognize
I
that.
can, yeah, absolutely.
So oranges grow on the top of the tree and with leaves hope look like. So this is pure for art. But after I finish this, I see you all put all together. The whole picture look to me, it reflects the diversity of community.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Actually, it's true to this community. It's very diversified. We have different races, and we work all together. We have a strength, we have a weakness, but we will be getting better.
So today when I brought my materials, I wasn't going to bring this bucket that had all of the very different things at first. My first idea was just to bring the white stones and nothing else. Because I wanted to also...
That would be too boring.
Well, but I'll tell you, with the kids I do both kinds of exercises. Sometimes we have a richness and a really like mind-boggling diversity, and sometimes we keep things very simple. Like each child has only 3 sticks. And then we see how much we can do with just those 3 sticks. And that has to do with the frame or the container that I was talking about before, about having freedom. Freedom has to have some container, some responsibility, some, So for today, at the last minute, I decided to bring everything because of the diversity of this place. That's what Helen always was telling me. So when I started, that was my first thought. So when I made this section, I was trying to get at least one of everything I could find in one area. So that's why I kept saying, can I have one of those? Can I have one of those? Can I have one of those? But then eventually I got into the other things. But I wanted to also have that. I wanted to have everything in one place.
Yeah, the word could be colorful. Interesting.
But I never would have put these things together. I look now and I see, but sometimes you don't see how, when they're separated, you don't see how they would go together.
Well, someone mentioned this leaf as they were making the tour, how beautiful the green looks against the gray. So I've used these materials in different forms for a lot of different events, and I discover new things about them all the time. Some of the things people come to, they rediscover, just like in science. A lot of times 2 people discovered the same thing almost in the same moment. And something like this, putting the eucalyptus on these, a lot of people have done that. People want to make the stacks with this. This is an old invention. People have been doing this many times. But some things are totally new, like this. I've had these 2 materials in my events many times. No one ever put them together that way.
Wonderful.
Sorry. We'll go off in a second. I just wanted to take a message.
Yeah, it's okay. We're used to these things.
I don't know if I can turn it off while it's ringing. Does that work? Oh, it does. That's good to know.
But the person got a message saying they just disconnected you.
No, I turned it off.
I'm kidding.
I hear Zach saying